Hello, everybody. I intentionally decided to wait a singular day before talking about the finale of the Stranger Things last season, because my eye was hurting. Not gonna lie, not from the series, but it was hurting. Anyway, um, I could go rambling on for I'm pretty sure 2 or 3 hours about why I did not like the finale, but I'm gonna keep it short, and I'm gonna try not to spoil a lot of things here, but I'm not gonna promise that there's not gonna be any. So take that with a grain of salt. Anyway, oh boy, the 2 hour long finale that basically had the most important part already done in the first half of the entire episode, which was honestly mind blowing to me. Like, absolutely. I hated the fact that the last episode didn't really focus on the group's fight against Vecna, which was stupid in my opinion. I mean, it made sense that they actually did not decide to have VL fight Vecna and instead had L fight. Instead had L fight him, which made more sense. And I was hoping that that's gonna be the whole point of the season. But 11 was kind of put back, on the tiny bench, and VL was put up front, which was insanely stupid in my opinion. However, this time around the roles were pretty much reversed. However, that doesn't really change the fact that the big baddie of the entire series, who by the way came fourth at the start of season 4, was defeated in 5 minutes out of the 2 hour long episode. What? I'm sorry, but if you are gonna try and build up an entire season around this big bad motherfucker, and then you have him defeated in 5 or 10 minutes tops, then that's gonna blow the whole thing for me. I was so curious about his backstory, which by the way we did not get. The only thing we got were like some stupid flashbacks, and absolutely nothing was explained there. And it wasn't even in this episode, which I found hilarious. And to top this all off, the I'm gonna say the things I liked. There were a few scenes with Vecna and Jim Hopper. That scene was nice. Okay, those scenes were nice. I like that. Basically, every scene that has Jim in it or Joyce, Via's mother, they are nice because they are nice actors. However, the others, I'm not gonna say that I would do a better job because of course I wouldn't, because I'm not an actor. But holy shit, their acting was subpar, like almost all season long, and I don't know what happened. Is it really that they just grew up and they basically just forget how they are supposed to act in this series, or what's going on? Because most of them did such a shitty job, and they were basically just going to fight Vecna and the Mind Flayer with fucking trash can lids and homemade spears. Besides, you're completely ignoring the fact that Demogorgons, Demodogs, and bats as well, the ones that killed Eddie, were basically invulnerable when it came to bullets. They just grazed them off like, okay, like a Fortnite emote. And this brings me into my next point. There were absolutely no Demogorgons, no Demodogs, and no bats either. This entire episode. Beside completely ignoring the fact that in the earlier seasons, the Upside Down was completely filled with Demogorgons. There were none in the Upside Down as well, and the Abyss either. That was so stupid to me. I'm sorry, but there's no way that you can create a 5 season long series that spans on for more than 9 years while completely trying to ignore the monsters that were pretty much the driving point of the first 3 seasons. That's stupid to me. And that just screams bad writing in my opinion. I mean, there's no way you couldn't have ignored them. I mean, of course you didn't ignore them, because what were our main characters supposed to do? Like, yeah, they had 11 and Kelly, but that's basically it. The psychics and Via now, because, well, of course he has powers. But that's all you had. Beside that, you had basically nothing. You had weapons, but guns don't really work against Demogorgons. However, something that we learned is that wine bottles work pretty effectively against them. But of course, they managed to stab the mind flayer from below, because, excuse me? You can barely stab a Demogorgon, let alone a demi-dog, to death, and when you decide to poke the mind flayer, that works. And the guns as well. Hello? Hello? The inconsistency of these monsters' invulnerabilities is so goddamn stupid. Like, it would have made more sense if they had a clear weakness, okay? But not them going in Rambo style and expecting to do a lot of work here. But they managed to make it work. Also, 11 defeated Vecna, as I said, in like 5 minutes. And afterwards, we had 1 more hour for the epilogue. What the actual fuck? Like, I understand that you want to show us how the characters ended up after the series ends. There was only an 18-month time skip, by the way. That's barely anything, you know? You know what was an 18-month long time skip? The time between season 4 and season 5. That's it. Okay, it wasn't that long, but it was similar. It was at least 1 year. And this is stupid to me. I feel like we should have kind of went more in the future, you know, explore some more things. There are so many plot points that I'm not even just gonna go in and talk about, because I would be here until tomorrow, and I really don't want to do that. I just want to get this over with. One of my friends said that he did like the ending. I mean, I understand if you like the ending, because they went and did the ending in such a safe way, so to speak, because the ending being safe, what I mean by this is nobody dies, okay? Nobody dies, despite the fact that we were promised one of the most dark seasons of Stranger Things yet. Oh my god, yes. Yeah, you're gonna be so sad. There's gonna be so many consequences to all their choices. And guess what? Nothing happens. There's only 2 people dying in the entire season. The ones that we know, of course. There's some lady and Kelly. That's it. That's fucking it. Oh, absolute cinema. No, it was boring. It was boring. Despite, when you take the finale at face value, I guess I can kind of see why some people like it. It's safe because you can't really go wrong if you just give everyone a happy ending, you know, because people will like that. However, it doesn't make sense, okay? It doesn't make sense that 23-year-olds are talking as if they were 30 to 40-year-olds after graduation either. It makes no sense to me that people are acting so nonchalantly about everything that happened. I don't know. It just makes no sense to me. I don't know, man. Go watch it for yourself if you want to, but I honestly just advise you to stay away from the last season of the show. Just leave at the end of season 4, okay? You don't wanna get a nice ending. Just keep it there and just create an image in your mind that goes, wow, instead of letting your mind go, because that's what mine did. You know, I wouldn't have said anything if this was like a smaller series, but this is supposed to be Netflix's flagship series, okay? The series that kind of truly started the Netflix of today. And to have it end in such a disappointing way and in such a fan servicey way that we get 1 hour for every single character is just stupid to me. I don't know. In my opinion, the ending was at best a 4 out of 10. It wasn't even average. It was a letdown. It was a major letdown for me, because despite all the season that we were promised with season 5, we got basically nothing, and thus the finale is just done in such a bad way that I'm sorry, I can't get over it. Okay, I don't see it being good. There's just no point in saying that it's good, because it's not. Anyway, go watch it for yourself if you're intrigued. I'm already yawning at the thought of it. Just do me a favor and let me know what you thought if you saw it, because no matter how many people's reviews I read after ending the season, because I was shocked that there was such a difference between me and my friends' opinion. And then I went and read some reviews, and they were, half of them were like, "Oh, this is such a good way to end the show. Oh my god, I'm so happy. 11 out of 10." And I'm just there like, what? Did we watch the same series? Because that doesn't seem like it. That doesn't seem true. And then there were some that were basically saying how they completely butchered it. And you know what? I agree with them. They butchered the series. Honestly, don't let the Duffer Brothers write anything ever again, if they're gonna do it the same way like this. So, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you wanna hear me yap about more stuff, subscribe. Bye.